Welcome to Aggie Land. You'll hear that quite a bit around here. That's because for us, being an Aggie is more than just where you go to school. It's about leadership, it's about traditions, it's about the Aggie spirit. Texas A&M offers you the best of both worlds. Not only are we a top-tier university, we're also a loyal network almost 500,000 strong. We build leaders of character, we push the cutting edge, but we always honor and respect our heritage.
Few schools can boast such a loyal fan base as Texas A&M, and the school's athletic department has given them plenty to yell about. But the pride of Aggie Land is still the 12th man. In 1922, E. King Gill was pulled out of the crowd and asked to stand ready in case the battered Aggie team needed him to play. Although he never entered the game, he suited up and waited for the call. Today, students stand for every football game to demonstrate that same readiness. Both at home and far away, the athletes who represent Texas A&M are never alone. Texas A&M has a number of nuances that become quickly apparent to visitors. Aggies get to kiss their dates after the team scores, and they don't have cheers. Instead, Aggies yell. Since 1907, the 12th man has followed a select few students known as Yell leaders. Legend has it that during a particularly dismal showing on the football field, a group of cadets put on the janitor's white coveralls and began to tell jokes and entertain the crowd. The tradition stuck. Today, the Yell leaders are elected by the student body to direct the 12th man at dozens of functions, including the legendary Midnight Yell.
Texas A&M has a long history of developing leaders. Perhaps nowhere is this more visible than in the Corps of Cadets.
For almost 9 decades, every student at Texas A&M was a cadet. Today, the Corps of Cadets accounts for less than 4% of the total student population, but their impact on campus remains unequaled. Known as the Keepers of the Spirit, the Corps is at the heart of Texas A&M's strength of tradition and drive for excellence.
The Corps is about providing young men and women the opportunity to develop their leadership capacity. The Corps' first, last, and always is about leadership development. And we're in the business of developing young men and women into leaders of character. And that's what it's about.
The Corps' leadership training program has been refined for over 130 years. For cadets, the process of learning to be leaders starts with learning to be followers. Fish have few privileges. The training is challenging both physically and mentally, but the process teaches students to overcome obstacles and stick together. By the end of their freshman year, cadets feel a sense of belonging and have built bonds with one another that last a lifetime. As sophomores and juniors, these same students teach these same lessons to the next generation, and by their senior year, members of the Texas A&M Corps of Cadets possess the strength and confidence of a leader.
Time-honored traditions make Texas A&M unique. Traditions are how core values such as loyalty, respect, and selfless service are passed from one generation of Aggies to the next.
Two of Texas A&M's traditions set it apart from all other schools: silver taps and muster. With these traditions, students and former students stand shoulder to shoulder and remember those who have gone before us. Silver taps, first observed for Sol Ross following his death in 1898, is one of A&M's most hallowed observances. On the first Tuesday of each month, Aggies gather to remember students who have died.
People get accordingly quiet and they wait for it to all come together. And then you hear the commander barking the volley commands. And then this special arrangement of silver taps is played that kind of seems to come from just sort of this ethereal place. But it's hard to keep a dry eye at that point.
9 times out of 10, you don't know that individual other than the fact that they're an extension of our Aggie family. It's hard to come away from that without an awing, wowed experience and a tear in your eye. I mean, it's a solemn experience, but it's very impressive.
Another solemn tradition close to the heart of Aggies is the annual muster observance. Started by Sul Ross as a day to remember Texans' sacrifice at San Jacinto, Aggie Muster is held each year on April 21st and has become a day to celebrate the Aggie spirit and remember those Aggies who died in the last year. Anywhere in the world where 2 or more Aggies are able, students and former students gather together to celebrate friendships and answer a simple "here" for the absent.
Class of 2009.
The loyalty of Aggies and the strength of the spirit was displayed for all the world to see during the numerous muster ceremonies during World War II. Perhaps the most famous muster occurred in 1946 when Aggies returned to the fallen island of Corregidor.
So our purpose in going in there was to rededicate the island and remember our fallen comrades. And it was a very emotional muster because we felt that we were reclaiming that island for our fallen Aggie friends. Yeah, it was tough.
Being an Aggie is a privilege. It is an unshakable lifelong bond that only gets stronger with time. If Texas A&M is right for you, you'll get more than just an education. You'll forever be a part of something bigger than yourself.